Morning, everybody. It looks like we have a few more people joining. So we'll give it just a minute. But as we wait, I'm going to drop a poll in the chat. So as we think about this sweltering weather, let's cast our vote in the chat for our favorite flavor of ice cream. Okay. Favorite flavor of ice cream in the chat. It's been really hot here lately. So as we're battling that heat and we're waiting for a few more people to come in, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Mine is butter pecan. Yeah, Cindy, I think mine is butter pecan too. Yeah. I like fresh strawberry, but butter pecan is probably my favorite. Oh, blueberry pie, Jana, that sounds good. Ooh, Stephanie, sorbet. I like sorbet too. Yeah. Especially when it's real hot. I think a good fresh sorbet is, yeah. We'll give it one more minute. I see a few more people coming in, and then we will jump right to our agenda. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining us today. As you can see, we've got a pretty packed agenda. We are going to share our new partnership with King University, and then we're going to toss it over to Lisa Baker from Clarksville Montgomery County School System, and she's going to share some resources with us and talk a little bit about their recruitment and selection processes and how they track their apprentices. And then if you have any questions, we'll open it up for discussion after Lisa shares their resources. And after that, we're going to revisit some of our Grow Your Own recruitment resources that we've talked about in the past couple of meetings. We're going to celebrate some of our spring Grow Your Own graduates. Really excited to see that we've got some cohorts who are wrapping up and ready to transition into that teacher of record position. And then we're going to share some announcements and then wrap it up for the day. So, Erin, if you want to go ahead and let's talk a little bit about King University. We are so thrilled to announce our new partnership with King. They're in Bristol, Tennessee, and they offer online and blended pathways for teacher licensure in areas such as elementary education, special ed, and secondary English and history. And so, as you can see there on our Grow Your Own Pathways map, Grow Your Own partnerships are expanding opportunities for aspiring educators across the state. We keep getting more little icons in more counties, making licensure pathways more accessible to more working learners. And that's really our goal here. So the Grow Your Own Center, we're super excited to continue to add new partnerships and scale the apprenticeship model. And so today, what we're going to do is discuss more about what that model looks like in practice. So I'm going to go ahead too, and I'm going to drop the link to King's one-pager in the chat so that you guys have that. And you can see all of those links on our website. So all of the EPP links are there on our website, or the links to the EPP one-pagers. So in recent meetings, we have been discussing recruiting aspiring apprentices. And from those discussions, several districts have requested guidance on next steps once they've identified potential candidates. The good news is we've had a lot of district partners who have sent out their aspiring apprentice profile link, and they've gotten overwhelming results and responses. And so that's a good problem to have. But to address some of the concerns about now I have all of these interested candidates, what do? We've invited Lisa Baker from Clarksville Montgomery County School System to share their recruitment processes, their timelines, applicant tracking, selection processes, and a cohort tracker. So these tools and processes align very well with the Grow Your Own recruitment process that's outlined on our website. And we now we have a printable version of that process available as well. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa.
All right. Hello. Thank you for having me here. And I just want to share that in our district, we started with our first cohort in 2018, and we've grown exponentially since then. And at this time, we have 5 ongoing cohorts at all times. We have three-year pathways through Nashville State Community College and Austin P. Each one, like we have one in year 1, year 2, year 3, and they're constantly revolving with a new cohort each year. And we also have an elementary and middle cohort through our post-bac program with Lipscomb University as well. And we select a new cohort each year. We can have up to 150 apprentices at any given time. So we've really learned a lot over the years. I just joined this team 2 years ago. And so we're constantly refining our processes and how we collect information. And I'm happy to share some of that information with you. Okay, so our recruitment process is ongoing. It's year-round all the time, but we do have some specific timelines. And in September, October, we work with our communications team to update our webpage for upcoming cohorts. So our website is actually linked to our HR department, even though we're part of the instructional team, because when people come to our district webpage, they tend to go to HR first to look for information. And it will have videos. We renew videos every year that tell more about our program. When we are ready to update, here's our timeline, like here's our information sessions, where they'll be, when the applications open, and that type of thing. So around then is when individuals can see when those meetings will be and what the process looks like. Our communications team works with us to create recruitment posters. They mostly go in district buildings, and I'll kind of talk a little bit more about why. And I'll go ahead and do that now. With our recruitment, we tend to have a large number, our greatest number of applicants are current classified staff. And then we have high school seniors for our 3-year programs, and we have community members. But the majority of our applicants, and about 75% of our selected individuals, come from our school system. So we do our heaviest recruitment within the district. Our communications team also provides a lot of information through our district social media outlets. We use other media outlets to help broadcast our information as well. We receive information from Tennessee Grow Your Own about individuals interested as well, and universities. And then in November, we have our educator pipeline facilitators. That they are the backbone of my team. They conduct high school visits at all the high schools for any interested senior. And we have regular interaction with our Teaching as a Profession Academy as well. So there's more ways of reaching out to our seniors. We host public information sessions in November for our different cohorts, and we include university staff at those as well. And when we have those sessions, like for our seniors especially, we encourage them to bring a parent. It's open to family members who want to come, because it's a big decision for individuals who are interested. Then we open up our applications mid-November through early to mid-January. It is an online application. It has been a real partnership with our HR department over the years to streamline the process, because they not only have to apply for employment with the district, especially if they're not already employees, but they have to complete an application for our program as well. So that is a streamlined process that has been a great partnership with our HR department. And so because we have so many openings, we get a lot of applicants. We'll have well over 150 applicants every year. And my team maintains a spreadsheet. We use Google Sheets because it's easy for us to share, but any shareable spreadsheet option you want to use is good. But we include the name of the cohort, the applicant's name and contact information, their current status, whether they're a classified employee, high school senior, or community member, current or most recent employer, highest level of education and GPA, reference information, and any other notes. And so we have this document for every year for every cohort going back to as far as 2018. And when we start interviewing, we do that around mid-January through February. We typically interview up to 150 candidates for those 3 different cohorts for up to 80 spots each year. We do not interview every single candidate because sometimes we look and we know for different reasons they're not going to be eligible. But because we have so many spots to fill, we feel it's very important to interview as many of the candidates as we can. And by March 1st, we usually select and notify candidates of their tentative acceptance. And it is tentative because they have to be accepted by the university before we can move forward. Then from March to early May, we send candidates confirmation of acceptance after university admission confirmation. We determine what school they'll be placed. We have specific schools that receive specific cohort members. We recommend their employment through HR. Then we notify the principals with expectations of communicating with the apprentices, say to welcome them, set up a time to meet with them, hopefully be able to pair them with their mentor before summer begins. Because our 3-year cohorts do not begin classes or working until early August, but our Lipscomb candidates start classes in May. So there's a different starting time for those candidates. And so then when we're interviewing our candidates, we have a selection tracker that we use for that information as well. So we create another document, and I'll tell you why we do it this way, where we include the candidate name and their recruitment status. If they're a current employee, we list where they were a current employee, reference checks, GPA. We include their interview score. And I'm not going to go deep into this, but we have specific questions we ask each candidate. We kind of revise this every year, and we create a Google form for ourselves. So for each question, so we can add, script that, we can add notes to that. We have a score for the look-fors that we have. And it also populates, because it's a Google form, to a spreadsheet, so we can see all of those responses and details if we want to. We have a category for whether, yes, we're going to offer, or we did offer and select, or no, we're not, or possible wait list. One of the things that happens, we'll select our full cohorts and people drop along the way. And so we always want to have a good wait list. And we have a column for date notified of tentative acceptance, university admission confirmed, fully admitted to the program, their school placement, and HR recommendation and onboarding has been done. And you may notice a lot of the information in our selection tracker is also in the application piece. So we could just add those columns, but if you add too many columns and it's so hard to read and view, and it's so easy just to copy the document of the applicants and delete rows and columns you don't need and add new ones. So for our team, because we're dealing with so many people, we keep a separate document for this. Okay. We also have a master document that includes links to all of our cohort documents, current and completed. Any other relevant links are embedded in this document. I'm going to show you a screenshot of what that document looks like. Individual cohort spreadsheets that we keep have the name of the cohort, the individuals, apprentices' names, the mentors' names, grade level subjects, the school placement, their teaching placement when they complete their residency, their recruitment status. And we didn't always include this in that document, but as we go along and we're starting to have completers and then individuals completing years of teaching, it's really helping us get a good picture of how our just kind of that completion and retention rate, and what groups are most successful, what areas that we can grow and improve. So that's something I encourage you to track And it is on the applicant piece, but it's nice because of different people who see different documents. It's nice for them to be able to see that column as well. Okay, so this is a screenshot of our master document. And this was actually created before I came into the program. One of our elementary level directors started this because the majority of our cohorts were elementary cohorts at the time. And if you just look through it, you can see the 4 different elementary programs that we have, the different pipelines, and then how long they last, what certification they get, when their completion dates are. Then if you look in the next part, it says the current cohorts, and which we're about to change that to 24, 25, but we have a link to each of the cohorts and with all that information I shared with you. And then you might notice just underneath that, before, like I said, this was originally developed by an elementary level director and it only included elementary, but we have since added some middle pipelines. So there's a link for that. Then once we get a new cohort, we put that tab in the completed section so you can easily refer back to a previous cohort information and update it with new cohort information. And then if you look at the bottom, this is nice because you can add other things that go along with it. Like we've added a tab for praxis results because now we're doing a lot of tracking of that. Funding, it's whatever you need. Funding information, competencies. We have links to all the competencies. We have links to the forms and documents we have our mentors use as they complete their observations. And I'm excited to see the new platform with Grow Your Own about how we can do that. So I won't get into that. We have communication, like annual communication that is sent out. Just as a reminder, it's whatever you need, whatever you want. You can't see all of that. I just wanted you to see we have a one-stop shop for all of those things. Now, one thing we do not include on this document is the applicant information and the selection tracking information. We keep that for ourselves because there's so much personal information. And there's even information on here, but you have to consider who is going to have access to this information. So sometimes we might feel we have a little bit of redundancy in some of our documentation, but it really depends on who's going to see it. This document right here is viewed by so many people in our district, from level directors to our content consulting teachers to HR, just so many different people. So everything here is everything they need, but anything they don't need, we keep for our team mainly because of some of the personal information that we just don't want it being included. And I know that you can, if it's done through Google, you can limit that, but it's just, we don't want to take a chance on some of our documents being attached. Oh. So this was just a real nutshell version. And Kate and I talked about, she had said that she wanted to go and kind of take some of this information and create some possible templates you could use for that information. So I don't know, that may be coming in the future. But one of the things that I would recommend is just consider all the information you want to track and who needs access to the documents, because that may determine how you house those documents and share those documents. Determine how you want to organize the information. Like, do you want to have one Google sheet for an individual cohort, then I have individual tabs at the bottom for every related sheet? Or do you want to include ongoing tabs for each new cohort on the same document? Do you want everything in one sheet, which can be really cumbersome if you have a large program? And we evaluate each year and adjust as needed, because, especially when you come in at a certain point and you weren't there from the beginning of the data piece, you have to go in and do a lot of different things. But even if you're with it from the beginning, every year you should look at it and think, are we streamlined enough? Do we need to add or delete categories within, individual sheets? It's a learning process. And as we go on, we have more data to track, because now that we have, groups that are completing, you have completion data, which really can be done within the documents that we already have talked about, But now we're looking at, okay, after they complete their first year of teaching, that retention data, that performance data, those types of things. So we're always getting access to more and more data. So we're thinking about how can we organize it and consider who has access to it. So I know that was just a lot of nutshell version information, but does anybody have a specific question about any of the things I've shared? Okay, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share some of this information. Feel free to reach out to me. Oh, I see, is it Deanna?
Yes, I was just gonna say great job. I loved hearing what y'all are doing, so excellent work.
And we're always happy if you want to contact any of us on the team. We'll give you a phone call or have a Zoom. Any other questions? Is it A Knight? Oh no, that's my hand. Sorry, it's my cursor. I saw a hand from that. All right, well, thank you very much. And I'm going to turn it over to Kenedra McGuire.
Thank you. And really, I'm just going to just remind us after the center started, we received notices or aspiring apprentice profiles. And what that means is when people who may or may not be connected to the individuals who are responsible for the work in the districts have an interest in the Grow Your Own Center, what they do is they complete an aspiring apprentice profile. Well, in June, the process was changed from the Grow Your Own Center. So initially, districts were receiving an email with the actual individuals who were the aspiring apprentices. Now, what we have done is provided you with that access. And so we're going to just kind of make sure that everyone is familiar with how to access that on the website for the Tennessee Grow Your Own Center. To date, we've had over 3,100 aspiring apprentices throughout the state to say that I want to get more information about the Tennessee Grow Your Own program. And they are firing out to you as districts. And so what this website link is designed to do is give you access so that you will be able to know who those individuals are that have completed those profiles and know how to find out more about them. So on the next slide, if you actually click on that website, you will go to this page that you're seeing, but you will actually have to go down to step 3. And that will provide you with a video of how to help you to navigate how to review the aspiring apprentices profile so that you can get more information about what that looks like. So we're going to show that just as a reminder.
Welcome to the Tennessee Grow Your Own Center's How to Review Your District's Aspiring Apprentice Profiles tutorial. The purpose of this tutorial is to show you the new way of receiving the list of aspiring apprentices currently employed in your district from the Tennessee Grow Your Own Center. Previously, you received a monthly email similar to this one with information about your employees that have expressed interest in becoming a Tennessee Grow Your Own apprentice. Moving forward, you will no longer receive the email and will use the link provided to you via email to access your list of aspiring apprentices. To begin, open the link provided to you by the Tennessee Grow Your Own Center and enter the password from your email. Once you log in, you will see the name of your school district at the top of the page. The first column lists your district's aspiring apprentices grouped by year and quarter, with the most recent quarter near the top. The names are also in alphabetical order within each group. The second column shows the date that the aspiring apprentice completed the profile form. The next columns show the number of undergraduate credit hours the aspiring apprentice has earned, followed by the degree previously earned. The last column shows the quarter, which is used for grouping purposes. To download or print your list, please select the 3 dots and choose between download the list as a CSV or print view. If you open the link and the page is blank, there have been no aspiring apprentice profiles submitted from your district. Once you have obtained your list of aspiring apprentices, we recommend that you visit the apprentice recruitment process page of our website as a reminder for next steps. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact your regional manager.
And so that will help you to be able to navigate. So if you are not the actual person that is responsible for that work, I just recommend that you share this link in this, once we share the resources, we'll be able to make sure
Welcome to
that
the
you have
Tennessee
access
Grow
to
Your
that.
Own Centers. How to
Now, one additional thing, there were some spring graduates, so we want to absolutely celebrate and recognize 55 spring graduates. Those individuals were a part of the cohorts coming out of Lipscomb, University of Tennessee Chat, UTK, and UT Southern. So let's give it up and say congratulations to all of those graduates. It's one thing to recruit, but we are always eager and excited when we are able to see completion, because those are the individuals that started, and we want to recognize that we have graduates who are actually completing this work, starting, and they're finishing, and they are in our classrooms and looking forward to taking over classrooms in the fall. Just some looking ahead announcements. We also, in the email that was shared, we also sent out information about the FAFSA extended deadline. When you receive the resources, the link to that information is also included in this. In August, because it is back to school month, we will not have a scheduled monthly LEA Connect. However, we will be providing some additional training opportunities for Grow Your Own district coordinators, apprentices, as well as mentors coming in August, as well as announcing our mentor support platform. So please make sure that you are or have a designated person that is looking out for that information, because it will be forthcoming, and we want to make sure that as those training opportunities are made available, that the individuals who need that support and who will benefit from that support are aware of those trainings. And so with that being said, we want to thank you for your time. Thank you again to Lisa for sharing. Recruitment is always one of our big rocks, and we want to learn from each other and find out ways that we can take different things that are being done in districts and duplicate those practices. But if you have not already done so, please think about engaging with the Tennessee Grow Your Own Center. Any work, anything that you want to showcase and recognize those individuals who are a part of this great work. We want to see this work continue. We want to see it grow. And the best way to do that is to make sure that people know what we are doing. And so thank you for your time, and you all have a great rest of the day. If you have any questions or you need any additional information about the information that was shared, reach out to the Grow Your Own Center. You all have a wonderful